Hello, let's learn the 7 basic patterns in English. Their rules and structure. In English grammar, there are 7 basic sentence types you need to be familiar with. As we know, English sentences are the most necessary tool for communication. One may say why? Because a person's ability to write and speak effectively depends on how good they are at forming sentences. So, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that usually contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete idea. There are 2 basic elements in a sentence, the subject and the predicate. The subject is always a noun, a pronoun, a group of words acting as a noun. It is what the entire sentence is about. Meanwhile, the predicate contains a verb that describes the subject. For example, the sun is a subject, was shining brightly is predicate. The pupils, subject, were reading loudly, predicate. The pretty girl was wearing a pink frock. Here, verbs do not always have to be action verbs. Sometimes, subject and predicate can either be simple or complex. An action verb can be of 2 types. One is transitive and the other is intransitive. In English, we usually make sentences using a similar pattern. Subject, verb, then object. The nice part about this type of structure is that it lets the reader easily know who is doing the action and what the outcome of the action is. Now, let me introduce the topic. There are 7 very important basic patterns in English. English sentences may present themselves in varying patterns. These patterns refer to the arrangements of the elements of a sentence. It starts from the most basic to the most complex. Every student must learn them thoroughly. The first basic pattern of a subject performs the action in a sentence. The verb is a word that usually indicates some part of action. An action verb represents something the subject of a sentence does. Study the following sentences. Pattern 1 examples. Pattern 2. It contains a subject, verb, and adverb. Like Roja is a subject, is coming is verb, adverb is today. There are 2 basic types of verbs in English. Action verb, linking words, basic pattern 3. Subject, linking verb, and adjective. Linking verbs are types of words that join the subject with an adjective or another noun. Remember, a verb that equates a subject and a complement is a linking verb. A linking verb describes a subject instead of expressing an action. Some common linking verbs are be verbs like am, are, is, was, were, will be, has been, and seen. Example of subject, linking verb and adjective. Rupa is intelligent. Red and yellow are bright colors. Those birds are thirsty. Her daughter looks beautiful. Now the basic pattern 4. It contains a subject, linking verb and noun. For example, Misha is my student. C.V. Raman was a scientist. Chandu became our leader. Basic pattern 5. Contains subject, transitive verb, object. My teacher taught the class. He has read many books. An object usually appears after the verb. There are two types of objects in English language. One is direct and indirect. So basic pattern 6. Subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. I wrote him a letter. I is subject, wrote is verb, him is indirect object, a letter is direct object. Deepak gave me a book. Deepak is subject, gave is verb, me is indirect object, a book is direct object, and so on. An indirect object tells us to whom or for whom an action is done. Basic pattern 7. It contains the subject, verb, object, object complement. The noun or adjective which describes the object is called object complement. They named the baby Misha. They is subject, a pronoun. Named is verb. Object is the verb. The complement is Misha. We chose him our leader. We is subject. Chose is verb. Him is object. Our leader is object complement. I hope it was easy to understand. Remember, there are 4 types of sentence structure. They are simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. The quantity and the arrangement of clauses determines the makeup of each type of sentence structure. Hope it was interesting. Thank you. This is Padma. Have a great day.